Japan quality. Yokohama, your tire.
Welcome back to Macau for the grand finale here. We've just been looking at Stefano D'Aste's car. He's had radiator and intercooler change, and he's running out of seconds here because they're still working on the car, and we're just coming to 0 time. We are just waiting to see whether they have decided to run the pole from the same side, because it appears that Michelis is lined up on the wrong side, according to the original plan. They may well have switched it over because a lot of the drivers saying that they prefer to be on the other side. Well, we'll see.
There's D'Aste, so he definitely hasn't got out. He's going to be starting from the pit lane.
Ouch.
That's a serious blow for him.
That is a massive blow and a huge news as well for the Yokohama Drivers' Trophy, because D'Aste only 16 points down at the top. Here we are. It's McDowell who is your man on pole, with Oriola next to him, and we're kind of going from left to right. Let's make that clear. We have Michelis and Bernani. It is Darrell O'Young and Montero, and in fact Tarquini and Muller. Who have we lost here? Just waiting to see. Rob Huff, there he is, and with Ivan Muller, in fact, on row 5, with Manu and Tarquini are also involved here. We've got Boardman, Barth, Nash and Chilton here as well in their starting positions, doing it numerically. Tom Coronel, incidentally, missed out on his second qualifying, but he had a tremendous run in the opening race here, and I suspect that he'll be wanting to do something similar this time by, as you quite rightly pointed out, Harry, this is the time where you kind of make your bids for next season.
Yeah, I mean that's always the case, especially coming into Macau. It's kind of like the final showdown, and it's if you're trying to do a deal for the following year, you tend to find there's a lot of potential teams, sponsors, team owners, team managers. All these things are being decided at the moment, and the series kicks off again. By the time the cars are shipped after the first round, it's kind of end of February, so there's not a lot of time. It seems like it's a bit early in the season to be doing that stuff, but with this World Championship, there's no real off season. By the time the cars get back and they're turned around to go back out again, you're talking weeks.
That is Coronel with the McGregor sponsored machine. Great guy, actually, Tom. His brother Tim's not bad either. He's great guys to go and share a beer with, I think you might say. But they race pretty well as well. Tim does work on the Dakar Rally. Don't forget, you can join me for the Dakar Rally. It gets underway on the 5th of January. Look forward to your company for that. Engsler, well, another of those involved in the Yokohama Drivers' Independence Trophy. He is 5th in that championship. With the troubles that Michelis and D'Aste have got here, Pepe Oriola could well be in party time here. He's only 12 points down. He's starting on the front row of the grid. He's got an amazing chance to steal the title late on after what has been a little bit of a downhill time for him post Portugal. He was full of victories before then. In fact, just checking on him, he'd had 5 wins and never been off the podium, save for one run, I think, in the Czech Republic. So he in Slovakia, I beg your pardon. He'd done a great job.
He started the season really, really well, because last year he wasn't really anywhere to be saying he'd be threatening for the title the following year, and just towards from the start of this season, he's come out swinging, and he's been right up there from the very get-go. But like you say, he seems to have dropped off a little bit towards the end, but nonetheless still a worthy champion if he can do it. But I just can't help but feel a bit sorry for Michelis, because he always seems to get the raw end of the deal. He's always up there, he's always quick, he's always scrapping with the manufacturers, but he's either there or he gets punted off by someone, or something breaks, or he's a very, very good driver, Michelis, and I just think his opportunities haven't really come his way this year.
We've just seen Rod Puff declared as 9th on the grid, so who's not starting there? It looks like they're going to fill that grid position, and I'm just trying to see, because Stefano D'Aste is behind, so who else is missing from front, or is it just a graphical error? We don't know, just for the time being. But looking down, one thing we do know, and that is that Alain Manu and Ivan Muller are possibly not going to be sending each other Christmas cards this year, and it looks like they have swapped grid position. I'm just trying to see if we've actually lost somebody up front.
I wonder if it's Benani, because we saw Benani's car getting lifted off over the barrier down at Lisboa. Sometimes it can be an absolute nightmare to get the car returned, and you know it's not been a long time to turn the car around, so if it has been damaged, that could be who's gone.
That explains our confusion as to whether they've actually switched over or not. The pole spot, we will see. Just taking a look at Gabriele Tarquini. He's been a long-time servant of SEAT, hasn't he? In fact, he's wearing a special helmet this weekend. It will possibly be unfamiliar to you, but yes, full of gold livery, and I think sort of champions, checkered flags, and all kinds of stuff going on. It's a busy one. One for the sideboard at the end of his career, I think. Although he is not over and done with yet. Sign a new contract for next year, and we'll be seeing a lot more of him.
Yeah, I mean, Tarquini's going to Honda. This car here, which we've just seen, is already on the pace. It's on the bubble, so Tarquini will only make that thing go faster. So you know he's far from finished with his career. You know, I'm sure he could take that thing on to future World Championships, and you know he's every bit as good a driver as anybody else on the grid here. I think it's fair to say that Seat's probably a little bit long in the tooth now, and it hasn't had much development for the last few years. And you know, if anybody can get that car up there, Tarquini can, and he's consistently been the fastest Seat, and he's pretty much up there on his own as far as that goes.
There is Young. Had a great run in the opener here. His engineers have done a superb job as well. That car looks absolutely neat.
Considering it was ready for the scrapyard, I think, on Friday morning.
Yeah, he's done a terrific job. This is the final run of the season then. Looks like Mehdi Benani is indeed away, which means that the grid's been shaken up just a little bit, so slightly mix and match. There is Michelis, who finds himself on Benani's starting position here as a result. There he is. He's going to be third on the grid in the absence of Mehdi, I'm afraid, the Moroccan, and starting directly behind Alex McDowell.
So life's not all bad, in fairness. I was just saying how bad Michelet's luck's been so far this year, but that's not too much of a bad kick in the teeth, is it, to be promoted to that side of the grid and effectively given another position. But
there you go. Well, Michelis then, we'll see how his car goes. There is suggestions that there's an engine issue there, but it's going to give him a very good chance to get in front of Pepe Oriola. Michelis, don't forget, on board a BMW rear-wheel drive, so he's going to get a good launch at the beginning here. Oriola will spin that car up as best he can, probably try and close the door. We speculate, but Benani's not here. Means that Michelis gets a good starting position on a favoured side of the track here. It is the best side to start from a standing start because you get the best look at Reservoir, the first curve.
If Michelis comes second, he doesn't... Well, there's three independents there, 1, 2 and 3 at the front of the grid there. Michelis actually doesn't have to beat Oriola. He can finish, as long as he finishes within a car of him, then he should still be okay for the championship.
There we are. And he's been given something of a leg up. There is Alex McDowell. They were absolutely delighted to be on pole position. Almost looked like they'd won the race itself when he made this spot. We'll see how he copes with the launch and the chargers behind him after these messages.
The WTCC is brought to you by Euronics, best of electronics.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Hey, Lewis. Tony.
Winning on a...
You need to have a go in my car.
Oh, it's awesome. Be fun to get you in the stock car, too.
I've been dying to.
Looks awful small from here.
I'll give you a hand. Is this the right way I'm doing it? Okay. You got insurance? I feel like I'm going to get hurt in this thing.
I don't know what I'm going to do now. I'll be in here the rest of the day if you need me. So.
True champions trust the synthetic technology of Mobil 1. With over 100 Grand Prix wins, many drivers, one oil. Mobil 1.
Japan quality. Yokohama, your tire.
Welcome back. Nervous times. We've just seen their first gear pulled. They are going to roll off here and have a sighting lap.
Oriola's stopped. Oriola didn't get away from the line there. He's stationary.
He has as
well.
He's
moved now.
He's finally got back underway. He should be okay. Get back into position. Michelis starting on the good side, if there is one here, in the first run down into Reservoir. The man on pole is Alex McDowell. He'll be enjoying this, looking out of the windscreen and not seeing any vehicles.
It's not bad for your first season in World Touring Cars and your first time at Macau, starting on pole position.
Yeah, having that prize to play with. There's Michelis in the orange BMW. Watch out for him. He's going to get an amazing launch. He's going to try and get onto Pepe Oriola, who's already showing his nerves here, stalling it on the pull away on this sighting lap.
It's got to be a massive amount for Oriola to take in. He's quite a young lad still, and you know the stress and the pressure on his shoulders at the moment. Now, I don't know.
I wonder whether that was self-imposed and why his season just started to tail off after Portugal. You know, he was full of self-belief until that point. Had a bad result in Brazil, and then it just went worse and worse and worse.
It could be stuff like that happens. You know, obviously, especially for a young guy like him. You know, maybe it's the more experience you get, the more times you find yourself in that situation, the easier it becomes, and maybe it's.
Dear. And look at D'Aste here now. Is he going to start from the pit lane? If he does, then it's more or less. Job done for him.
He'll be sat there because his tyres are on the warmers, which will plug into the garage, or the garage kit will be there, and then they'll wait till they've done their outlap, and then he'll join the end of the pit lane at the end of the outlap, so that his tyres are as hot as they can be.
Yeah, as hot as they can be, but still, it's no substitute from being where you should be on the grid, and unfortunately he gets relegated from row 6 here. In fact, it would have been row 5 after Bernani pulled out of this one. So there's your championship. Huff leads Muller. It's only by 17 points. Muller, winner of race 1 here in the final racing weekend. We're at Macau. Menu trails Huff by 19 points. Muller trails Huff by 17. As far as the Yokohama Drivers' Trophy, the Independence, is concerned, Michelis, who is now leading off row 2, is still the leader. Oriola, who's on the front row at the side of Alex McDowell, yes, is a man who can beat him. However, if Michelis finishes within 2 cars of Oriola, then he will be crowned the Hungarian champion of the Independence. And personally speaking, although we're not allowed to say these sort of things, I'd like to see Michelin do it. Michelis do it. He's had a fantastic run, hasn't he?
Yeah, me too. He'd be a worthy champion. He was very, very close last year. Again, had a lot of bad luck, and this year he's been on it all season. And, you know, just had the raw end of the stick a lot of the time. And you know, I think it would be it's the same as Rob, really. You know, Rob's in the exact same situation. He's driven really, really well this season. You can't really fault a single thing that Rob's done all year.
Well, that said, Ivan Muller did offer up some fault. He said he's tried to snatch at it, and like grabbing dry sand, it can go through your fingers.
Yeah, I mean, Ivan likes to sort of, like you mentioned before, he likes to dig the sword in where possible. But I can see what Rob was doing there. It was, you know, it was quite humbling, I suppose, to see someone still fighting that hard when he didn't have to. You know, he didn't need to make that pass on Ivan, and he could have just sat behind him. But the overtake and that lap, you could see the extra speed he had, but just an unfortunate thing, really. It just didn't quite pay off for him. But
well, if he just bedded in behind, he would be champion now.
Yeah,
and it's not the case. So we'll see. If he finished in second place, it would have been enough to give him an unassailable lead in the championship. As it stands, Huff leads Muller by 17 and leads Menu by 19. It's not over at all, and we'll find out just how good a job they've done. Is that real?
Facial furniture there.
Let's see just how good a job, or at least they're keeping a sense of humour. The Huffy fans will see. Rob will start on row 5, although he leads it off. Menu switches to the other side. So does Ivan Muller, who did share row 5 with Rob Huff. So, and there is D'Aste. It's due to vehicle damage that we've had so many chops and changes in the grid. Bernani's place leading off row 2 has been taken by Michelis because Bernani is not running because of an incident in the opener. So the man on pole, left of your screen to right hand side of the track, is Alex McDowell. Sharing the front row is Pepe Oriola. Michelis in the orange and black BMW leads off row 2 with Daryl O'Young sitting right next to him, who did a great job in race 1. You will see the Chevys before you know it. Waiting for the light board. This is the final race of the season in the World Touring Car Championship. Let's go racing in Macau, shall we? Waiting for the light boards. Not everyone in position just yet. The flagman's happy. Gives the get-go. The man with the lights presses the buttons. The important one is that one. Away we go here. Picks it up, McDowell. Oh, look at that. Michelis sails through and says, have some of that. Rear wheel drive will out. Oriola bends into 3rd place. Oh, and Montero's already making a terrific run of this. Huff, Manu and Muller will catch up with them in just a few moments' time. On board then, that's the McGregor of Coronel right now, but it is Michelis that's clean out front here, but he's just going to get eaten up by the looks of things on the run down. McDowell is fighting back here, doing a great job. Huff, Muller, Montero all locked together, but they're starting to spread themselves out as well here. Menu's made a great stride forward, but it's Michelin out front just for now.
Yeah, Menu's made a fantastic start there, and this could really turn things on its head.
Oh my goodness, look where Huff is right now. He's in P9, and maybe in P10. We'll get another check for you in just a moment's time, but Huff's had a nightmare start here. As far as Michelin is concerned, it was absolutely superb. We're on board at the moment, I think, with Huff.
Yeah, I think that is Rob that we're riding along with at the moment, because that's Muller ahead of Daryl O'Young just in front. It's going to be so frustrating for him. He's going to have to make a move on Daryl soon, because you can guarantee that Muller's going to be pushing his way through the field pretty soon as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Out front then, it is Michelis. I just hope, well, if he's got overheating problems, we're going to find out about it before you know it. Alex McDowell doing a superb job of holding station right there. Oriola is also in the frame, been kicking himself in the footwell here after that launch at the beginning. Not much he could do about it. Michelis had got the advantage from the start with the rear-wheel drive machine. We've got a spinner. Oh, we've got a spinner.
One of the Macanese drivers.
It is. It's the 51 car of ENG. Yang Ung at the back, and well, this may well, if they don't clear him quickly, mind you, they do that rather well here. All these cranes you see dotted around the circuit are for lifting out the machinery. We'll get a look at that right now.
Oh, that's Daste, wasn't it? Daste maybe try to force a move there to try and make up these positions, but not there.
Not there. Opening lap then as we stand, and Huff is down in 9th place. He's got it going. Safety car here is just trying to make sure. Oh gosh, takes so many attempts to. How many point turns was that going to be? What is the point? Well, at the point here is Michelis at the moment, and making a great job of it as well. Old Norman is flying right now. Alex McDowell doing a superb job of keeping up with him as well. I wouldn't be surprised if McDowell has a go at him here. Yeah, Fantastic.
Alex McDowell is absolutely flying here, isn't he? He's right up there with Michelis, and the pair of those two seem to be having a little bit of a breakaway group. Oriola's sat there fairly well honest with the whole thing, but it just doesn't seem to be making much impression on the two leaders. Here's McDowell. Is McDowell going to have a look?
Yes, he is going to have a look here, and he's got the pace, and he's going to make this stick here. Absolutely superb. Little round of applause from us as Alex McDowell goes through and takes the spot here. He's got the pace right now, and look at this. Manu drifts over to the other side of the track here. He's going to break his way through into 3rd place here. Oh, this is amazing stuff here. Amazing stuff. The Swiss makes the point, and the crowd go absolutely nuts here. What a move that was.
Yeah, it was. That was an absolutely fantastic move. Look where Muller and Huff are as well.
Well, right now, Muller is in 6th place. Rob Huff is back in 9th. But Alan Manu has just taken 3rd spot here, and he's got to believe he can win this race.
Yeah, definitely. He's right up there. He's on fire. He's on the pace there, and certainly the rate that he's cut through the field and the rate he's with these guys, the smart money would be on Manu taking a win here.
I think so, Harry. He was the quickest, quite clearly, in the opening race here. Was livid. Sometimes you can turn anger to your advantage, and that appears to be exactly what he's doing here.
Yeah, he is. He's going to be foaming about.
And he's by Michelis. He's by Michelis. Yeah. He's in the 2nd place. This is going to. Well, look what it's done to his teammates here. Suddenly, Manu and Huff have found something themselves here. They're on the fight back. Oh, this could be chaos as well. That's Manu taking the spot, but we need to get back to the action here because because out front, believe me, before long, it's going to start looking very Chevy. Let's have a look. Look at this absolute compression here. There's a lot at stake, both for Yvan Muller and for Rob Huff. There's a championship up for grabs here, and right now, the man who's taken control is Alain Menu. He's doing a superb job.
He is, and Muller has to make this move on Montero, and we know how fast that Honda is. We've seen it's been rapid all weekend, but he's got Muller's got Huff all over the back of him. We know Huff's got pace around here. He's been absolutely flying all weekend, so it's, you know, he's going to have to push the issue, I think.
I think he's going to have to push the issue here, and there we are. McDowell doing a fantastic job. I think Menu will find his way through. It's what will Muller and Huff do? Huff's made up a couple of spots. He was down in 9th place after what was a disastrous start here. We'll just see whether his car is as good as he would hope, and indeed we would as well. There it is in 2nd place. Menu at the moment chasing down and absolutely flying Alex McDowell.
Alex McDowell is doing a fantastic job. It's the first time he's ever driven around this circuit, and look at the lead. He's leading the entire pack of World Touring cars.
McDowell, Menu, Michelis, Oriola, Montero, Muller, Huff. That's your top 7 with Young trailing Huff at the moment. Just look how quick that the pace is going here, and look at Yvan Muller here. He's trying to get a way past Montero. He's going to go towards the barrier. Montero goes the other way in traffic. Oh, there's an awful lot at stake here, but there's an awful lot of traffic as well. Cars all over the place. Oriola doesn't want to cede any position either. Neither does Montero, and they're trying to battle their way through here, and I think Yvan Muller's made it stick. There goes Menu, taking the lead.
McDowell ran wide there and hit the barrier, I think, so I don't know if he's done some damage there. He certainly lost a bit of time.
Menu's gone here, and Michelis speds into that spot. That's exactly what Michelis needs to do as well. Oh, he's on the brakes right now, and he's backing them all up behind him. Oh, this is fantastic. It plays into the hands of Alain Menu. He's clean gone here, but what will be the response of both Yvan Muller and indeed Rob Huff? They've got a lot on their plate right now.
Yeah, they've both made it through past the Honda now, so that's one headache out of the way, but worst to them, for both of them, look at the gap, look at where Menu is now. These guys are going to have to get through this independent battle, but this is the other World Championship that's at stake as well. It's not, we've literally got this lead bunch of cars is going to settle 1st, 2nd and 3rd in both championships.
Fantastic, yeah, so they've got their own race. There's going to be no let by here at all. No chance. Well, we're on board with Muller right now. Huff is behind him in positions 6 and 7 as we speak. Young is trailing in 8th place with Coronel, the Dutchman in 9th, and Tarquini. Big puff of smoke here. Everyone makes mistakes here. It's just a question of degree, isn't it?
Yeah, it's when. It's not if you're going to make a mistake, it's when and how bad it's going to affect you. There's so many bumps and undulations on the brakes and on the power, and it's just such a long lap. It's 4 miles this circuit, so much stuff that you need to know. And just, you know, you run up to a barrier. We just saw Alex out, just glance the barrier, and that's enough to take him from a healthy lead down to where he is now, which is 4th, 5th, yeah, 4th now.
There is an awful lot at stake, and we're going to have to be doing the maths for you in just a wee while. We're a third of the way through this final race of the season, and just look at Yvan Muller. Well, he drove like a killer out there in the opening race, and he means business. He'll be livid that Menu is going to take runner-up spot in the championship, and maybe more here. Because he will think by rights that should be him, and if it'd been a cleaner battle between them earlier on in the season, maybe, who knows, but partially his own fault. Oh. Big slew, and he's tagged him! Oh, straight into the barrier. That was a big one, and that was Yvan Muller.
That was a massive crash.
It was. Yvan Muller caused Alex McDowell, tagged him, and sent him into the barriers. I hope that Alex McDowell is okay. We've had a couple of fatalities this weekend. And let's just keep our fingers crossed that all is okay. These machines are designed to take a lot of impact, but the barriers are not very forgiving here at Macau, as we have found. 4 laps, and I think they're not going to be able to drive through that. It's going to be a safety car, which will compress the field. Here we go.
That was Muller, just got straight into the rear corner of McDowell. I would imagine that's probably going to be Muller's championship over right there. You know, I can't see him getting away without getting a penalty for that. That was, you know, he just carried too much, well, more mid-corner speed, which is fair play, but obviously you can't just hit people and take them out like that.
Huge incident. Alex McDowell into the barriers. Incidentally, I think Huff went by Ivan Muller at the bottom of that, but we'll see. Not that that's of our major concern at the moment. We just want Alex Medal. Hey, well done, Alex. He was running so well as well. That was not his fault.
No, it wasn't. He was being completely innocent in that, and not really on, to be honest.
Meanwhile, yes, some long faces as well. There might be. This is going to compress the field behind the safety car. We'll see how long it takes them to sort this one out. Here's your moment.
Yeah, he just carried a lot more corner speed than Alex, but that doesn't give him the excuse to, you know, the car behind can't just hit somebody because they're going faster than them. It's, you know, I'm sure again it wasn't malicious, but it's just happening a little bit too often now. And you know, Alex has come out of that. That's where the guy died in the cruise the other day in the Macau touring cars. It's such a fast part of the circuit, and you know, Ivan himself was complaining that you can't hit people around this track because it's so fast and dangerous. So you know, you've got to practice what you preach.
Yeah, we're talking about Philip Yao, who sadly lost his life in the Macau Cup qualifying race here, one of the subdivisions of touring car championships that go on in this part of the world. And Luis Carrera as well at Fisherman's Bend here, one of the bike races. As you can see, it's a concrete wall out there, and as Gabriele Tarquini said before this weekend, the wall is a hard place, and you don't want to meet it. You do not want to meet it. Safety car is out here, and I suspect that Ivan Muller, winner of race 1, is going to get some sort of sanction here. Rob Huff did make the pass after that wayward manoeuvre. So Rob Huff finds himself in a better place. He's in 4th place for now, and essentially within sight of the title.
Yeah, I think that's how it's looking at the moment, isn't it? I mean, Rob you'd think now that the safety car's bunched everyone up again, Rob will fairly easily be able to dispatch these 2 independent guys in front of him. They don't want to get caught up in his battle, and obviously likewise he doesn't want to get caught up in their battle. But Miculec doesn't need to beat Oriola, so Miculec is looking strong. So you know, it's there's.
Well, you know what? If and that is I think news of a sanction being delivered here. We'll see.
Yeah, I think so. He certainly didn't look very happy there. And
well, we're not across the radios here, but to be honest, he'd be very lucky to get away with this. Wow.
Yeah, it's a big crash.
It is, and thank goodness that Alex McDowell walked away from it.
Lucky not to be collected by anybody else as well.
Exactly.
To be honest.
Especially that moment there. I mean, he did a good job. Goodness me, in extremis then. Ivan Muller takes the first race, and he's on the naughty step at the moment. We'll see just how much of a sanction gets handed down to him, if anything. Yeah, fully on the brakes at that point. He knew that he was having to back out of a nasty incident. So it's proved, it's brought the safety car out here, and they are extending the race. We're up to 10 laps now. I suspect it might well be 11, but so we're going to have essentially all the correct amount of laps under racing conditions, which is what you want.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're after here. I mean, fantastic racing so far as well, and so much yet to be decided.
Well, it is Huff then that leads the championship coming into this one. Muller had gone into 2nd place after race 1. Manu, 19 points adrift of Huff, has to win this race. He's in a perfect position to do that. He's out front. So if Manu, I beg your pardon, gets 25 points, that means that provided Rob Huff finishes 6th or better, he will be champion. And I cannot see him finishing worse than the position 4 that he's in at the moment. I think he's probably going for insurance.
Yeah. Oh, that looks good. It looks like they've dropped the car off the crane there.
Oh, you're joking. Well, they've certainly lost. I just don't. Well, we'll wait and see. I'm sure.
Here you go. You can
Here
just
is
see
the incident.
Both cars are fully committed, and it's obviously not intentional, but the net result is that there was a massive crash caused there, and you can't blame the car in front for that. So, you know, I would be very surprised if there isn't some sort of penalty on that.
Incidentally, Ivan Muller will be absolutely mortified that he's caused that, or he's been part of it, because Alex Medal is very, very well liked as a youngster.
Yeah, and he, you know, we're not trying to say Muller's done this deliberately, because he certainly wouldn't have done. He's just got a much better run through the corner, but you know, it still goes back to the case that shouldn't have happened, and you know, it's just maybe frustration and the desperation of just trying to force the issue. You know, Ivan's obviously desperate to get in there, and there's Alex's dad obviously looking a little bit concerned, but he'd be glad to see that he's out there okay.
Yeah, we are too, thank goodness. It's a dangerous place, Macau. So we will have 5 laps to complete, possibly 4. We'll see if they extend it any further. We're still behind the safety car at the moment as debris gets cleared. A lot of carbon fibre, you don't want to run over that. Some of the drivers will have done exactly that and be worried about their tyres. And there's, oh, that's a shame. That's Tom Coronel. He had drive shaft issues. See, it looks like he's had something else that's let go here. Boom, he says, but, and there it is. What's he picked up? There we are.
Oh, there's a piece of carbon fibre gone straight through his front bumper or something there.
There we are. I presume he got into some of the debris that had been kicked up by Alex McDowell's incident.
Yeah, possibly, because there was a lot of sparks and bits of stuff coming off Alex's car there, so
there was.
It could be a piece of metal or something.
Race control, car 1 and 20 under investigation. There we are. That's Ivan Muller and Daryl O'Young. I don't know what Daryl O'Young has been deemed to have done, but there you go. There's the moment, they're about to appear. There we are. Not an enjoyable moment, and I'm just trying to see where Tom Coronel picked up a piece of debris, if it was indeed off one of those. So significant was the debris for Tom Coronel, he has withdrawn from the race, so that's his season finish just for now. And there again the tag. Absolutely nothing that Alex McDowell, he was suddenly a passenger there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But he wrestled with it. He wrestled with it and kept it safe away from everybody else.
You can
Huff
see both
made the
cars
pass off the back of this incident. So there we are.
You see both cars fully committed through there. They're both teetering on the edge of grip and sliding slightly on the way through the corner there. And that's, yeah, look, that's where Coronel picked up the debris.
And that was fully embedded, wasn't it?
Yep. It's a piece of Chevrolet floor, I would imagine.
Yeah, it looked like part of the front splitter. So safety car is out. We are going to get a full distance here because they're pushing it back. It's now 11 laps, so we'll have 5 of racing when they finally decide to finish. You have to do that when there's 2 championships at stake, for goodness sake.
Yeah, exactly. And so all still to play for both championships. You know, it's not over yet.
Full course yellow then, as we stand. We're behind the safety car because of an incident, if you're just joining us, where Ivan Muller, winner of race 1, desperate to get back at Alamanu, who is in the race lead, sadly tagged Alex McDowell, who started on pole for this second race and sent him into the barriers. We're just waiting to see if there will be a sanction handed down to Ivan Muller, who is being investigated at the moment by race control. It's busy. There's the onboard from Robert Huff's view. Sees him into the barriers and sees himself into 4th place ahead of Ivan Muller. So no rubbernecking there, he just took the spot.
Yep, I think he was probably watching Ivan's lights come on, thinking this is good, I've got him on the way down here because Ivan's hard on the brakes and
yep,
this is my opportunity.
So, safety car it is, and we will have 5 laps of racing in just a few moments, hopefully. Lights still ablaze on the safety car. They're still all lined up and fighting to keep some kind of heat in the tyres. Just how much of a worry will it be as debris pick up to some of those tyres here?
It could be a problem, but I mean the main issue is it's gone over a long distance down that straight because it's initially from the corner entry where the car went in, and it's such a fast part of the circuit. The car's travelled a long way, so all that you can see how far. Look where the incident happened. That's a long way. So there's a lot of bits to clear up. The good thing is it's all offline. You should be on the opposite side of that. So Alex did well to keep it into that wall rather than bouncing back across the traffic. So but as we saw with Coronel, bits of car went absolutely everywhere, so that's not to say that there won't be stuff on the other side of the track, and there's just too much track there to clear the whole thing, so there will be bits hanging around. It's things like nuts and bolts and things which you can't help going through tyres, and an interview from Tom Coronel.
Yeah, we've got him. Let's find out from Tom.
Off
Here he is.
screen, we saw a retirement for Tom Coronel. Tom, that's got to be the most unlucky way to retire from a race. Explain what's happened here.
Yeah, we had a good start. We were going quite well. And then somehow here going on to the straight, the last corner, I heard a big bang. I thought, what is this? I didn't touch the barrier, nothing. And then a part of, I don't know, it seems like part of a Chevy. It went in my radiator, so I was losing water. It was quite oversteery and mandarin, so I knew there was a problem. Then I saw the water temperature going up and I had to stop the race. I mean, that's it.
We saw quite a big accident over there. Both Ivan and Alex were very sideways. Do you think that might have been to do with the fluid from your car?
Well, no. This was before. This happened in the last corner going on to the straight. And the crash was already in front of me when I had the problem. So, no. I don't know whose part it is. It seems like it's from a Chevy.
Or maybe a Formula 3 car. Thanks very much, Tom.
Well, it is from a Chevy, and it's the Chevy of Alex McDowell. What a shame. Tom Coronel has been in the wars, hasn't he?
He has. He's had a pretty trying weekend, and you know, he's come back quite well in both times. He's been quite fast and made up a lot of positions, but just unlucky, really.
I think that the happiest man here this weekend is finally going to be Rob Huff, but you daren't count on anything when you're racing at Macau. That's one thing we found out.
Yeah, I think I'll not say too much on that because of the old commentator's case. So
yes. So safety car still with us. They haven't extended it beyond 11 laps, so it's compressing down to 4 now. There are timetables for broadcasters around the world, and what's happened here?
That's Bernani.
He's got it out of shape. What a shame for him.
It's the same corner as before, I think, as well.
Bernani, who failed to make it to the start of the race proper, must have got underway from the pit lane, and it looks like he's got full suspension collapse at the front there.
Yeah, I think might have had a little interface with the barrier.
Polite way of putting it. They have rebooted our graphic here, but it's only 4 laps for now. I'm hoping that the clean-up operation is a quick one. They can get the car away, but it's just sorting out the fluids as well, albeit off racing line. It is an overtaking opportunity place, so we'll see, or at least Alan Manu thinks it is.
Yeah.
Safety car lights still ablaze here, and we are standing at 11 laps as our target, 7 completed. In just a few moments' time, so it is on as even just for now. Alan Manu leads here, the Swiss driver, and it looks like he is going to take victory here, and that'll be retaking of 2nd place in the championship. So if he does finish there as victorious, he will be the runner-up this year behind Rob Huff, who's running in 4th place. Michelis, who's had a great start, incidentally. He's in 2nd place, on track, but significantly leads the class of the independents and will be crowned champion at the end, provided he carries it all the way. Safety car lights still ablaze here, and we're running out of laps.
I know, it's starting to run down, to be honest, and it's obviously taking them quite a long time to get rid of all that fluid. There's a lot of stuff that's spilt out in front of Alex's car there, and oils, waters, you name it, it'll be on the track there. So it needs to be cleared up because it is potentially dangerous, so you can understand what they're doing. I mean, see there, the guys are running through the dust on the right hand side.
That was Michelis, I think, taking a chance, going right the way through the dust. Goodness knows why, but anyway, and proving that it's okay. Maybe he was doing it so we can get racing.
Maybe he's eyeing up a little move to try and get past Menu on the opening lap down there, and he's just testing how much grip there is.
You never know. Stranger things have happened. Michelis might have some belief here. Alan Manu, though, is clearly the quickest out there. I don't think that Ivan Muller is going to be minded to get into Rob Huff.
No, I think he might be in the sort of mood now where he realises it's gone, and maybe he's he's just going to kind of sit where he is and accept what's happened, and it's not been his year.
No, he's got Yeah, he's got some thinking to do, I think, about the incident with Alex McDowell, and indeed with his relationship with Alan Manu as well. Manu is leading this one. They tagged each other at the end of Shanghai, let's not forget, and it was similar here in race 1, with Manu this time getting into the back of Ivan Muller. And I think Muller will probably, the fight may well have be out of him now, because I don't think he wants to be responsible for denying Rob Huff the title.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. The only way he could do it would be to have him off, I guess. So
yeah, and in that case he'd hand Manu the title.
Yeah.
So we're hearing that the safety car is going to be off at the end of this lap, which will give us 2 laps of racing, and let's just hope that we keep it clean, shall we, until the very end.
Sometimes I've found in the past, when there's a safety car period like this, it tends to create a bit of extra carnage, because you get a little bit of brain fade, drivers end up thinking about other things, and you know, you get a little bit bored with this sort of procession, but then all of a sudden you're all bunched up again, you're hot, you're tired, you're all bunched up again, and you know, it's off you go like the start of the race, but brains aren't working quite as quick.
Exactly, you're called on to think very, very fast in what is essentially a battling position. So here we are. Safety car has just distanced the pack at the moment, and they're all now frantically getting their heat into their tyres. He's given them a good run. Light's still on though. I think possibly after he takes this curve, and it looks like he has gone. So they will be racing. So bringing us round, getting us back up to speed, Alan Manu it is that picks it up, and we are racing. It's green flag. Safety car didn't extinguish the lights, but it just left the course, and here we are back underway. And we've got a couple of laps of action here that we're looking forward to. Manu out front on a flyer is Michelis, and so is Oriola, and I think he's on a mission to go past Michelis right now. Rob Huff is just behind there in P4 at the moment. Ivan Muller not minded at all to challenge Rob Huff, and hardly surprising. If Huff holds on to this position, he will be crowned champion as we speak. And Michelis likewise in second place here behind Manu, and they're all finding all kinds of zones here, and Huff is stopped racing, and Michelis has been tagged. Oh no! Oh no, no, no! Oh, and is that Huff? Has Huff been caught as well? No, he hasn't. He got through. My goodness me. Michelis is in the wall. What a nightmare.
That's Michelis and Oriola are both in the wall together there. Completely Oriola's doing as well.
My goodness. Well, there we are. Daste's too far down the order here to pick up enough points to take the title here. What drama. Ninth lap of 11 here. Well, let that be a wake-up call for everybody. You said, Harry Vocard, that there could be some brain fade here, and it seems there was. Oriola it was, tagged Michelis coming into the corner here, and there was no way back. Not only for Michelis, he dislodged some of the curbing here, and look at the result. Oriola, who caused the incident, also finds himself in the barriers. What drama? How much more do you need here? Macau throwing up all kinds of scenarios. Well, Huff did well there. He took a rattle himself and got by. Well, when the camera stopped there, my big fear was that Oriola had been tagged in the rear by Huff. That would have been a nightmare. Believe me, Ivan Muller would have taken that spot quite welcomely.
I bet Huff's heart was in his mouth there when he saw that going off in front of him.
Well, I'm just wondering if he's got himself any damage, because you know some of those curb guards and the attrition rate goes up. There is Daste. So Michelis will be the champion. Michelis, Oriola and Daste, the only ones who could win it, and they're all out of this one as they were out of the first.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
And in Shanghai, all three of them had 2 DNFs again in Shanghai.
My goodness, lots of head shakes amongst the Yokohama Drivers' Trophy. So one championship has been decided right here. I can't believe it.
Quite literally in the walls of Macau.
In the walls of Macau, indeed, and as if by magic, suddenly it looks very Chevy up front, does it not? Safety car's being called. Safety car's being called. It's going to be a full course yellow, and I think that we may well finish this race behind the safety car.
Yeah, maybe it's getting on for that sort of time now, isn't it? It's over 3/4 race distance by a long way, and you know this is going to take a bit of clearing up again. So that could be it. Could be over. We could have the first British world champion since 2007, since Andy Prio.
Well, the Huffy fans, they've had their special liveried casquettes made for them, and this looks like it is done. There's BRDC badge on his sleeve and a song in his heart. Relief, I think, in his mind.
He'll be sick of having to do these restarts, though, if there's another one. He'll be just praying for the checkered flag to come out.
I think so. Well, at least he's got his teammates around him this time, and I think, to be honest, oh God, how's that for a nervous twitch? There we are. Well, Alain Menu in the lead, ahead of Rob Huff and Ivan Muller. And to be honest, that's possibly the way it should finish. Rob Huff crowned, but Chevrolet's 1, 2 and 3, they have been the machine to beat, have they not, throughout the entire season?
Yeah, they have. They've been absolutely rapid. Testament to RML and Chevrolet for putting the development money in. That car's been pretty much unstoppable, and it's still the class of the field. And you know, I'm sure it'll be winning races for years to come as well. It's just because Chevrolet have pulled out their manufacturer support doesn't mean that car's going to suddenly become uncompetitive overnight.
Tarquini heading back into the pits here. Started the championship in 4th place this weekend, but yes, he's got his fancy helmet, but that looks like the last time he's going to step out of a Seat after what has been a very, very long relationship.
Yeah, and a very good career as well. You know, it's it must be hard for him to walk away from the brand and from all the support he's had over the years with Seat. So, you know, it's a sad occasion. There's a lot going on at Macau this weekend.
Well, they're not counting chickens, are they? Safety car is there, and there's no suggestion that we are going to get this race extended any further. I think they may well call this. As far as the Yokohama Drivers' Trophy is concerned, D'Asti had stopped, Oriola tagged Michelis, so the main 3 contenders all out of this race, and so the title goes to Norbert Michelis. Albeit the fact that he didn't finish here. I'm sure he would have liked to, because he was running very well. So was Alex McDowell ahead of him.
Yeah, very deserved champion. It would be fair to say he's done fantastically well. We've already mentioned it before, but he's had a lot of bad luck this year and last year, and you know, he thoroughly deserves the title this year. And just a shame that it ends with them all in the wall, really. It kind of, you know, I don't think that any of them have finished a race in 4 races now.
There we are. It has been sheer drama. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's the safety car. I'm just looking at the lights. I think on this, some of you have mentioned the fact that we are not HD this weekend. We can only give you the pictures that we are provided with. So unfortunately, yes, your suspicions are correct. Kind of makes you realise just how lucky we are most of the time, frankly, in terms of picture quality. It's been a wonderful championship, the World Touring Car Championship. This, the moment that hostilities ended, I think you might say, in the Independent Drivers' Trophy, the Yokohama Trophy.
Yeah, it is. It's obviously the incident's being investigated, as it rightly should be, but he got in the back of him on the brakes, simple as that, really, and just maybe left his braking a little bit too late, but the line was covered, so there was no point in being there, really, from Mariola's point.
The onboard, incidentally, there, Harry, was on board with Rob Huff, and you could see just how much he was clattering some of those curb guards which got dislodged.
Yeah, definitely. They're big, massive lumps of things to be hitting as well. They're not designed to be driven over like that,
So the race will end under a safety car. It means that Rob Huff will be crowned champion, and the tears will be that of joy by the end for his fans and indeed his friends, of which I think he can possibly count an awful many of you. Menu then will take the checkered flag here, but the last lap will be behind the safety car. We have had an awfully high attrition rate here at Macau. Was it ever not thus? The safety car will lead them home, though. Menu will be given the credit for this victory. Ivan Muller, well, he can probably count himself lucky that he didn't get any further sanction after tagging Alex McDowell earlier on. It played into the hands of Rob Huff, who'll finish this in 2nd place, but clearly the champion, despite getting it very, very wrong all on his own in race 1. Tagged the wall, did a double kiss on that and put himself out, and opened the door really for Muller and Menu to take strides forward and maybe snatch the championship right at the very last. It didn't happen. Rob Huff will be crowned, and the tears have already started.
Yeah, Rob will know that his engineer would have been on straight away as soon as they found out that this was going to finish under the safety car, and you can only imagine how his weekend's gone, how he's feeling in that car now. It's the ups and downs that he's had over the weekend, and especially after what happened in race 1. He's been absolutely flying all weekend and had a bit of a stinker in race 1, but you know, it's all come to fruition and paid off for him. And to be fair, it's worth saying that Rob's a very deserved champion this year. He's driven really well. He's been on the money at pretty much every single race, and you know, he's driven like a true champion. So congratulations to Rob, really.
Yeah, he is a worthy champion, that's for sure. He may well have just had a little bit of brain fade, under his own admission, said it was his own fault in race 1. After being so dominant here over the last couple of years, don't forget his victories, just so impressive at this venue. 5 out of the last 8 races, and the smiles, the belief suddenly comes across the faces of his family and friends. Rob Huff is going to be champion. Alain Manu will win the final race here. Ivan Muller will be on the podium, provided the sanction doesn't get handed down for an earlier incident with Alex McDowell. But Rob Huff, in finishing second, will be crowned champion.
This obviously there's nothing is a concrete for next year either. So this could be the last drive that Rob does in a Chevrolet. This could be his final tour to the pit lane, and you know what a year they've had. Really, what a career Rob's had with RML and Chevrolet, and before that was Seat and the British touring cars. And you know, I'm sure whatever happens from now on in, this will help Rob to secure a drive wherever he goes, and in whatever category. But you know, sad moments really to see the final time we'll see those 3 Chevrolets driving off the grid as works cars.
And they have let them go. They have let them go. They will take the line here as a trio. And what a trio they have been. They've provided some fantastic entertainment. They have driven us, well, to distraction on occasion. But what's happened is that Rob Huff has been crowned champion here. Finishes second place behind Alain Manu. Ivan Muller makes it a 1-2-3 in this second race at Macau, the final race of the season. And what a crowning glory, and what a way to go out at the end of the season as champion. Congratulations sincerely from those of us here at Eurosport to Rob Huff. It has been a pleasure, my friend. We're going to take ourselves a short commercial break, and we'll be back with Rob Huff, 2012 World Touring Car Champion. I think it's just hitting home.
You can see what that means to him inside there, can't you?
Before you know it. We'll be there to offer our congratulations and indeed see the smiles and the tears after this short break. Stay with us.
ATS high-tech wheels, world champions with Chevrolet.
The road to freedom. Japan quality. Yokohama, your tire. Japan quality. Yokohama, your tire.
Well, we may have finished behind the safety car, but it did not dilute what has been an amazingly dramatic weekend of racing, hasn't it, Harry?
Yeah, great, absolutely class weekend. And you know, it literally went down to the wire with you know, Rob's just taken the championship there with a great second place finish. We saw the independents decided literally in the tyre wall, all 3 of them again. And you know, it has this championship chucked up all sorts this year, and it's been great to be part of it and to be here commentating on it. I've seen most of the thrills and spills of it, and I've really enjoyed the majority of it. But it's fair to say this race, it always creates a load of excitement. It's always a fantastic circuit, and you know, it's just a shame that it's mildly overshadowed by the fatalities over the weekend. But that's part of Macau, I guess.
Macau is a dangerous place. If you can master it, then it can bring you great rewards. Stopping on track, looks like Thiago Monteiro has had an issue. I don't know whether he's going to manage to escape. But no doubt about it, they're just cooling down at the moment. We are waiting to hear from our new champion. As you saw, it was Manu that got himself also above 400 points for the season, 401 in fact. He finishes as runner-up. But it's all about Huffy and his friends.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a hell of a party tonight wherever they're having the party, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of happy people there and be a great event to be part of. I think I get the
both hands on the wheel, please.
Yeah, I get the impression we're going to see a hell of a celebration here when he gets out of the car as well.
I think you're absolutely right. Heading for the pits then, and yeah, the open arms of engineers, friends and family, and just look at the eyes. They say everything you need to know about what it feels like to be a champion. Alan Manu grinds to a halt. I wonder if he's going to get out and have a word with Ivan Muller. We'll see. Great bit of frisson between the pair of them. They'll be reminiscing about this for years to come. They've got a great rivalry on the track, and that's what's been the joy, to be honest. Chevrolet have never imposed any kind of restrictions on them racing against each other, provided they keep it sensible. And they have pushed the edge of that, haven't they?
Yeah, even from day dot, they've been scrapping, you know, properly. Like the only thing that you can tell that they're in the same team is the fact that the cars look the same.
Yeah.
You know, they've all been out for themselves all year, which is how it should be, because you can only imagine how stale it would have been if there'd been team orders. And
that is a very highly revved machine. Rob Huff, second place on the day in the final race of the season, but he is our champion. This must feel absolutely marvellous for him. It's been a long time coming. I thought he grabbed at it too frantically in race one, and I think he possibly did too. Realised that he just had to keep things a little bit calmer, and in the end it played to his hands.
Yeah, it's a long time that Rob's been going for this. I think there's Alan first over there to congratulate him, and you know, this is, I think Rob's been with RML since 2005 in British touring cars, and in World touring cars, sorry, since 2003 I believe in British touring cars, and you know, this has probably been his ultimate goal all that time, so you can imagine how much it means to him.
I want a Huffy hat now.
I want a Huffy hat and a Michelis t-shirt.
Yeah, just to confirm, Norbert Michelis is the Yokohama Drivers' Trophy winner. Michelis, Oriola and Daste all DNF'd in both races this weekend. Quite dramatic. In fact, it was Oriola that tagged Michelis to end that little battle in the final race of the season. Rob Huff still getting the kisses, but only on the helmet so far. Yes, as soon as the casque comes off, we'll be having a word. Look at that. Joy unbridled for Huffy then. I think you might have to go and see the race commissioners.
Yeah, he might, maybe.
We don't know. Rueful look, third place in the championship in the end for Ivan Muller. Here's our champion. I don't think they realised he was there for a moment. Well, it's been a long old road coming, hasn't it? But he's got there. He's often been a little bit in the shadow of his teammates, I suppose, but he's taken that big step forward this season, most definitely, hasn't
he? Yeah, he's with the best drivers in the business, obviously himself included, but he's always been with those two guys, and before Larini obviously as well, so they are literally the best touring car drivers in the world, and you'd probably count Tarquini in there as well if you were going to create a dream team. So it's easy to be overshadowed occasionally by these big names who've been doing this for, you know, Rob will have been watching them as a kid when they were winning touring car races, and you know, you can't underestimate what he's done to beat them over a season.
Well, there you are. our local director cutting away from a kitty moment. Never mind. Yeah, he's been a race 2 wonder, to be honest. He did win the opening race in Salzburg. All the rest of his victories have come in race 2, so he's had to battle because he's qualified well each time. So yeah, he's a man who can fight his way through the field. And indeed, there's our final round, round 24. Huff finishing in second place behind Alemaniu. It's a 1-2-3 for the Chevy Cruises with Ivan Muller in third place, Montero in fourth spot. And here is our champion.
Rob, congratulations. Third in 2010, second in 2011. You are the World Touring Car Champion for 2012.
I did not make it all but for myself. Amazing, absolutely amazing. I just want to thank the team so much, you know, to put my car back together. It wasn't just my car crew, Ivan's and Alan's, everyone jumped on it. And if it wasn't for those boys, I wouldn't be standing here today, and I certainly wouldn't have managed to do what we did in the second race. So, you know, thanks to everyone involved who's helped me to get here. We've done it. World champions, amazing.
Congratulations.
Cheers.
There you are, breathless and a little hoarse. I think he's been screaming into the radio for the last 10 minutes. Fantastic. Here we are then. This is how race 24 finished. Manu finishing ahead of Huff and Muller. They the 1-2-3, and indeed the dominant force in the championship. Thiago Montero and the Honda Civic in fourth place. Doing great work, very good work. Got a podium in race 1, finishes fourth here ahead of Oyong, who also has been running extremely well. Good result for Bourbon as well, gets a top 10 finish, finishes in 9th place, and Nash in 12th. Lots of Macau drivers left at the end, featuring the best of them, Kuto, as you can see. But it was a tough race on some, and particularly on those in the Yokohama Drivers' Trophy Championship. Norbert Michelis, Pepe Oriola and Stefano D'Aste all DNFing. I think D'Aste's problems stemmed from the opening race, and Michelis's problems stemmed from Pepe Oriola in the second race, who tagged him. Look at this. This party is only just starting to be thought about. Well, no, they've been planning it for a long time, but they're just going to realise that it is the end of the season. It is perhaps the end of an era, the Chevy era. But, you know, maybe also a new beginning. Here are the drivers' points for you in Macau. Huff then takes the title. But in the end, only 12 points clear of Alemaniu, who's on a charge. And if we hadn't had that incident, what might have happened? Who knows? Ivan Muller just dropping into third place, and the rest of the top 16 and beyond you're looking at right now. Phenomenal. Well, we've had a worthy champion. We've got a worthy champion, I should say. It is Rob Huff. He, under his own admission, made it very, very difficult for himself, but rightly crowned with a second place in race 2, the last race of this World Touring Car Championship. Well, we didn't have rain, but we had quite a bit of brutality out there. This was round 24, the last of the season. Michelis got a huge drag into the lead at the beginning, and that was just the start. Goodness me, they were tagging each other all over the place. Local drivers getting out of shape. And indeed some big names as well, getting themselves into, well, making the wrong kind of headlines, let's put it that way. Brutal it turned out to be. Ivan Muller tagging Alex McDowell, had started on pole in race 2. The debris flew into the front of Tom Coronel's car. He was out, so were plenty of others, and indeed the attrition rate was massive in the Yokohama Drivers' Trophy. That was Pepe Oriola and Norbert Michelis getting into each other right at the last. We were on board those pictures with Rob Huff, who's to finish second behind Alemaniu, with Muller in third. 1-2-3 to Chevy. Perhaps that's the way it should have been. This is definitely the way it should be. Huffy is the champion, and he's got the kisses to prove it. It's been fun.
It has. It's been a great Macau weekend. Certainly one of the best ones I've seen for a while, and we've been quite lucky with safety cars. I know the second race we had a few in it, but nothing compared to what we've seen in the past.
There we are. Here's your podium. Yes, it is a brutal place to drive quickly. It's not been designed for that. Second place, but our champion, Rob Huff. And Alemaniu. There he is, first to go over and to be helped up It's a good job he didn't fall over then, isn't it? Oh, look, they've got the championship T-shirt. And there's Darrell Young yet again for the applause, finishing the best of the independents, just behind Thiago Monteiro, in fact. Well, I think that's it. Yes, the man with the fader button. Oh. Well, maybe they don't like the sound of national anthems. Yes, Chevy, I guess, quite far up the line. An American company, so the Stars and Stripes, Star Spangled Banner, played out for us. And yes, Alain Menu with the wholly unrecognisable Swiss national anthem. I can never get my handle on it. I couldn't whistle it.
No,
let's put it
quite as passionate as like the Italian anthem.
Or the French, in fact. Yeah. But if you want passion, Alain Menu has got bags of it, and he is race winner here. Man in second place is, of course, Rob Huff, but he is also our champion. I suspect we'll be staying to see the presentation of the big trophy. Well, Marcello Lotti is here, and it is the Champions Trophy that we're talking about. Well, we will be in a minute. Yes, Rob Huff, if you're only just joining us, where have you been? It's Macau, for goodness sake. It's been dramatic. And great to see that Rob's doing a great job. Yokohama, best placed Yokohama driver on the day. Darrell Young's done a super job here.
Yeah, he has. We've kind of had not really mentioned him to you much because of all the other shenanigans that have been going on, but Darrell's had two independent wins today, and I don't think he's had another independent win all season.
I certainly hasn't. I can't remember when he had a back-to-back like that.
No.
That's impressive. So yes, Darrell Young getting it together, and in fact he's never finished higher than let's have a look, 4th place. Oh, beg your pardon. He got a 3rd place in Brazil in race 1. Yes, he did. He was on the podium. But there you go. Certainly not as successful as this weekend has been, and doing it essentially in your home region of the earth. The way to go. Yes, no doubt about the man who's got the champagne. There'll be plenty more inside him rather than just running down the outside of him later on today, I imagine.
Yeah, I think so. There's Ron Hardfeld as well from RML. We'll see a key part of the success of the Chevrolet cars for this season and of late.
You right.
Well, we're not quite hooked up to this mic, I'm afraid, so it's on PA system, so unfortunately I can't hear it, but delighted, I'm sure, is what he's saying. So the drivers' points, this is how it shaped up at the end. Huff champion by a margin of 12 points over Alain Menu. Ivan Muller, 20 points adrift by the end. And Gabby Tarquini, well, they really did light it up towards the end. So, in fact, did Thiago Monteiro and Hondo, had a phenomenal final kind of run into the end of the season, the back end. That bodes very well for next year, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's exciting because with a new manufacturer coming in, you never know how competitive they'll be, and obviously this is a proper manufacturer's effort as well. It's fully funded by Honda, and it's obviously the real deal. They've obviously spent a lot of time and money developing this car, even though they've not done a lot of testing. They've done a little bit before they came to the Asian rounds, but not. It's by far and away like they've done a massive development program or anything like that. So what they've learned in these final 3 rounds of this season, I'm sure they'll take the winter testing period. They've got Gabriele Tarquini on board as well now, so I'm sure his testing and his development skills in developing the car, because he's been a key part in developing that Seat to its success over the years as well. So everything he's learned there will go straight into that Honda, I would imagine.
Superb. Top 10 finish as well by the season's end with a limited programme, so they've done a great job, and Thiago Monteiro himself can take a great deal of credit out of that. It's not just about the car, of course. Yes, and if you wanted to know whether it was about the driver or not, just look at that face. Fantastic. Yokohama Trophy, Michelis takes it ahead of Oriola and D'Aste. Changes behind them, McDowell just dropping a little bit, which is a shame. He was the man who got tagged, of course, by Ivan Muller. So he drops a spot, finishes a top 5 though for the season. Could have been a bit better. In fact, he may well have got on the podium for the season. Had results double scoring, don't forget. He had gone his way. I think he could have won today. The pace that he was setting, which would have given him 20 points, which would have got him on the championship podium, which is a shame.
Yeah, definitely. I think it all went wrong. It was a series of incidents. He looked like he had a little interface with the barrier, which seemed to affect the car. But we did see when he came through the corner, the car looked quite twitchy on the way in, and that's, I think, how Muller's got into the back of him. But it's one of those things. One problem creates another problem, and obviously Muller didn't mean to hit him and take him out like that. But these things happen.
And here is Alain Menu right now.
Alain, you said that you wanted to win the race, and that is exactly what you did. At one point, even taking the virtual championship. Describe the feeling.
No, I did not know. I wasn't interested in what Rob and Ivan were doing behind. My only chance to win the championship was to win that race. But I wanted to win in Macau. That win is for my dad. He passed away 2 years ago today, and I hope he was watching.
A word also for the Chevrolet team, a team that you've been with from the very start, RML, seeing through the bad times and through the good.
Yes, it's been fantastic. It's the longest I've been with any manufacturer or team, and all the boys have done such an amazing job in the last 8 years. We are all very good friends, and it's a shame in a way to see the end of it, but it's really been fantastic, and they deserve everything they got.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
There we are, nice and magnanimous from Alain Menu, race winner here. He was virtual race winner out there. And I understand we're going to hear from champion Rob Huff.
Rob, you made this life really difficult from race 1. How long did race 2 feel?
Yeah, very, especially with the safety cars there. And people always talk about hearing things in their cars on the last lap of race wins. I think I heard a lot of phantom noises in that race, full stop. Really difficult race, actually, to try and get through the traffic. Alain made a really good start, and just tried to sort of keep where I needed to keep, and I managed to slowly just pick people off, or they fell off. So I don't really know what's going on at the moment, to be honest.
It's been 12 years since you stepped in a race car and won your first championship in Formula Vauxhall it was. Always aiming for this moment, always wanted to be a world champion, and now you have.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. I think it's going to take a long while to sink in, because it just doesn't seem real at the moment. To make that massive mistake in race 1, I was obviously very disappointed in myself, but race 2 worked out really well for us, and just to everyone has helped me to get to this point, just a huge thank you, massive thank you to the boys at Chevrolet for turning my car around so quickly, and getting it right for race 2. It wasn't just my car crew, it was Alain's and Ivan's as well. Everyone in the team lent a hand there, and just huge thank you to everyone involved.
Thanks so much.
Cheers.
You know what? Everyone gets bad luck. It's not whether you get it or not. It's how you deal with it, and he dealt with it like a champion.
Yeah, exactly. He deserved that, and he bounced back from that disappointment in the first one, and did a very, very good job to win that, and thoroughly deserved it.
Ivan Muller.
Ivan, firstly, a very, very great drive all the way through the field with Rob, your teammate. Just quickly, we saw an onboard shot of you coming past the accident that you were involved with and shaking your head, and you seemed a bit upset. Tell us exactly your feelings.
No, I was not upset. I was sorry, but on that one, I couldn't do anything. McDowell unfortunately went sideways. He lifted off at the place where we should be flat. He was probably 10 or 15k slower than the lap before. I was still on my brake where I should be on my throttle. I did my best to avoid him, but I couldn't. So I am sorry of that, but on that one I can't do anything.
Overall of this year, you led most of the championship. You're a world champion many times before. How do you feel this 2012 season's gone for you? Do you feel unlucky?
We can call that unlucky or something else. Yeah, I lead the championship from the beginning to the previous one race to the end. But that's, that was a bit of my fault, a bit of unluck as well. And that's life, that's racing. Well done to Rob, he deserved to win. Even if he had a good moment a bad moment, I would say, on the first race. But I give him too easy, so he had to have a hard time for the last race.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You've got to love Ivan Muller, haven't you? Yeah, there's one way. It's the Ivan way.
Yeah. No.
No. Well, we're hearing that, in fact, race control as well are pleased with Ivan Muller and have no issue with it. Here is our Yokohama Independent Drivers' Champion. There we are, Hungarian champagne. Are you allowed to call it champagne? Oh, gosh. I don't want one of those masks.
No. What are you saying about Rob?
I think the hats look great. T-shirts, slack design as well. And as for the dead faces, no. You know, for a moment there, I really thought you'd joined them. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Manufacturers' points then, Chevrolet, Kings of the Hill, and quite rightly too.
Yeah, definitely. They've thoroughly deserved that. They've put a lot of effort and money into developing that thing, and it's taken them a long time to get to that point. And obviously, we've seen that the Cruiser's been the dominant car for the past couple of seasons, and it's a fitting way to send the manufacturer involvement out of the championship.
The World Touring Car Championship rounds 23 and 24. Done and dusted. It was brutal out there. Macau always takes prisoners. It also creates champions. We found that out. We have had two crowned here. Yes, one Rob Huff, our champion for 2012, and of course the Yokohama Drivers Independent, Norbert Michelis as well. I'm Carlton Kirby. Thanks to Harry Volkart. Thanks for your company too.